Alright, welcome back to Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, Anime Review episode number 23. This will be the 25th episode of the series for Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, and also the final episode of season 2 of the show, which is called, if I can get the right thing here, there we go, I Want to Hang Out too, I Want to Hang Out next year too. Yep, that's the name of the episode. This episode adapts from chapters 67 to 69 and like one of the short segments from 69.9. Yeah, this particular extra stuff has been adapted for several of these things. What was that for this one? Basically, well, Hana's brother reunited with his friends, except basically that they have an image of basically his mom and his two sisters. And that's it. That's a brief thing there. Mostly people continue with the Christmas party from last episode, and we have Fufuju, who is Hana's father, just walking up to the convenience store. He comes home and he sees his two daughters attempting to undress Sakurai. Take off his shirt, they're trying to take off his pants. Apparently he wears boxers to have the cat that has shocked look on his face. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. And the whole point of this is just to embarrass him. And of course, he kind of freaks out about it. And of course, he puts his pants back on and his shirt. Takes him via taxi, not train, taxi. And of course, Hana takes him back inside. And he kind of sort of like tucks him to bed. He actually falls on her and then he falls asleep. And he just falls asleep like, well, of course, she manages to sneak away past him. And she gets back to, of course, the taxi, takes us back home. Like, boy, that was close. Yes. And then we have sort of an awkward thing happening for next day, where you have Hana, where she's talking to Ami about what happened the night before, and apparently that Hana's sister sent Ami pictures of a supposedly nude Sakurai, except he just wears boxers. Yeah, and of course Sakurai sees him too. He doesn't know anything about it. First time he's anything to know about it. And of course, he's kind of embarrassed, like, I don't remember. And after a bit here, then they kind of walk around. And of course, he runs back home because he realizes, though, that he does have feelings for Hana. And do you think, does he actually confess, basically, his feelings for the end of the episode? No. No, he doesn't. So basically, they go to the shrine, and of course, he talks to Sorichi and the owner of the cafe about his feelings for Hana. And the Summit, oh yeah, that he has feelings for her. And they're like, we already knew that. Everybody knows the fact you have a thing for her. And you were the one who were oblivious to it. And of course, after he missed them, like, it seems like they're very appreciative of the fact that he told them this. That basically because they're close friends. Like, then of course, then he just goes with Hana, and of course he prays, and of course he sees the sunset, and that's the episode. It's an okay episode, nothing really wrong here per se. It's just that, well, just to have some stuff going on here. And that's pretty much the final episode of Season 2. Before I end this video, let's discuss the final thoughts on Season 2 of the show. Excuse me. The show covered about the same amount of chapters as Season 1 of the show. Yeah, unlike Season 1 was like 12 episodes compared to this one, which is like 13. I don't really know why that is. It's kind of weird. I mean, with the previous season show, like, it just, like, the first season covered roughly about the first 34 chapters. Mostly anyways, yes. That's pretty much how much it covered, the first 34-ish. This season went from 35, 37, 38, and pretty much went straight past, like, chapter 40. Yeah, this season covered, like, a good amount of chapters. Let's see. Like, in the case of this season, it covered 35. Let's see. It covered chapters mostly from like 35 to pretty much 69. That is roughly 35 chapters, while the first season covered roughly 34. Yeah, it's roughly one chapter more than last season. Yes, though in the case of 69.5, which is something from a later volume. Yeah, I think it was like volume 6, I think it was. Yeah, and also something interesting about the season. Hana's shirt Sogi Daki, which of course has been a common thing for the first season of the show. In case you're curious though, does she wear this shirt at any point this entire season? The answer is no, they don't. The only time you see her wear it is in the opening closing credits. That's basically it. Yeah. Though I forgot one thing I forgot to ask the Dave Macho when I saw him yesterday. I forgot to ask him, why did you fill in for Riko for episode 1 of this season? Yeah, Riko was absent from the first episode of the season, despite the fact still being credited as Sakurai, the specific guy was not his voice. I know, because the voice sounds completely different. You were thinking, wait, did Sakurai change voice actors? And all of a sudden he went back to the previous voice actor? It was just, according to Kyle Herbert, he said it was basically a voice matching. Basically, it's like an impersonation of another particular voice. He probably was not available, or he probably was sick. That's my personal guess. I at least got to praise the fact that it is longer than last season. That's always very good from the terms of anime, where the second season is actually longer than the first season, though it is longer than the first season, only by one episode. Not a dozen, just one. That's fine. I kind of get the reason why they stopped here, because, well, if they went any further, they would copy the manga. And here's the thing. The anime, when it started last year, it only had been, like, let's see, how long had it been since the first season show? Like, it had been 2 years. So you would think, would that have been plenty of time to basically adapt more chapters? The answer is yes. They have plenty of time. Oh yeah, definitely. Though it's kind of weird, though, the fact that even though that when the first season aired, when it comes to English release dates, like, here's the kind of thing. Released here in September of 2020, and then, like, the final episode is released in November of the same year. Okay. In the case of season 2, well, basically it's of October, it was, like, always tend to be, like, 2 episodes behind. And here's the thing. The final episode was released in Japan on Christmas Eve, roughly about a month ago. Yes, roughly about a month ago. And now we are ready to wrap up the season. Yes, this is due to dubbing taking a couple weeks. That's perfectly fine. It's perfectly natural this to happen. But yeah, this is actually, with this season done, this does remove it from my anime review schedule. Lowers it down. Let's see. Well, Chainsaw Man is already done. So basically, Tuesday is free now. Friday is about to be free because Bleach is about to air its final episode. Now, in the case of one particular anime that still has not released its English dub episode yet, and that's Spy X Family, that's the only one still there that's already technically wrapped up, that the final episode is not released yet. So, got 2 basically taken care of. I picked this one first because it's the final episode, so I figured, why not get it done first? Alright, so that's particular review. Next up is going to be, is it Ron Chagro's Dungeon? Okay, next video. Bye.